Hello and happy end of 2025 and Merry Christmas to you as well. As we wrap up this year, we wanted to thank you for trusting us with your tax, your accounting, and advisory needs. It's been a privilege to walk alongside you with you, your family, and your businesses over this year, and we look forward to continuing that in the coming years. We are excited to share some big news with you that occurred this year. WB CPA Group, a local CPA firm, has become part of Intrust CPA. We are excited to welcome Mike Wachowiak, Shauna Bradford, and Trish Cross to the team here at Intrust CPA. WB CPA Group has a long tradition of excellent client service. Bringing our teams together allows us to increase capacity, expand our expertise, and continue delivering timely, high-quality service for all of you. If you're new to us through WB CPA Group, welcome. We're excited to have you join us, and I look forward to the opportunity of meeting each and every one of you. Now for a few updates and some year-end detail items that I'm going to share with you. And I've got some notes here that make sure I get all of them here. This year has brought many new things, specifically related to the OBBA, or the One Big Beautiful Act. We've got a whole separate video series on this. I definitely suggest that you check those out, and it has a lot of impact for each and every one of you that are listening to this. So as you see that and you think about this year, make sure you check those out. Before the end of the year, if you're contributing to your 401k and you want to max that out, make sure you do that. Or your simple IRA, those have to happen through your wages. So if you need to do that or want to do that, connect with us and we can tell you what your amount that you can put in. Again, that has to go through your wages, so that has to be done by the end of the year. So make sure you take advantage of that. If you want to contribute to your IRA or your HSA, you have until April 15 to do that. But again, feel free to give us a call and we'll tell you your specific amount that you can put in for your specific case, because they are quite complicated as far as different amounts that you can do depending on your age and where you're at. Be aware, Secure 2.0 is going to go in place for 2026 for many of you business owners, and that does change things for the amount that is going to traditional versus Roths. So make sure you connect with us on those as well as you look for your 2026 contributions, because I know that's coming here very shortly as well. A few other last minute reminders here before the end of the year. Roth conversions have to occur by December 31st. And believe me, don't call your financial advisor on December 30th wanting to do that. And in fact, it might almost be too late. So make sure if you want to do a conversion, or we planned on doing a conversion, that you get that going sooner than later. Charitable contributions also have to occur this year if you want to account for them this year. Now again, whether you do a donor advised fund or you do different contributions or different items through RMDs, like as a qualified charitable donation, those have different things, but if you're planning on doing a standard charitable donation, it has to happen before the end of the year. This year, for the first time in many years, I'm going to emphasize the timing of your state estimated tax payment. Because of the changes with the OBBA, when you make your fourth quarter estimated payment makes a difference. If the expanded SALT limitation applies to you and you know who you are because of the tax planning that you did, make sure you get your payment in December, not January. For all y'all other ones, make sure you have until January 15th. But if you know who you are, make sure you get your payment in by December 31st as well. Business owners, make sure that you've run your payroll bonuses here by the end of the year. Just like I was talking about leaving the last minute for your financial advisor, don't wait for the last minute to do payroll bonuses, because those take time to process through and you want to make sure you get those in before the end of the year. Consider year-end business purchases or equipment purchases to utilize the new expanded bonus depreciation or the 179 that's available. Again, don't do things if we haven't done the planning for it, but if we've done the planning and we've said, hey, you want to go buy these things, make sure you do that by the end of the year and have them in service by the end of the year. A few procedural items to take note of. IP PINs have become prevalent for many U.S. citizens. Not just here, it's throughout all of U.S. As the IRS increases their focus on security, they've given more and more individuals IP PINs. They are being mailed out to you in the next couple weeks. Watch for them. You should have it by the end of December. If you don't, let us know. We're actually going to have a video on how to get it. We cannot file your tax return if you do not have your IP PIN and you have one. So if you don't have one, don't feel like you need to get one immediately, but you know who you are if you have an IP PIN. It's unique every year. So just because you got one last year doesn't mean that's going to apply again this year. It goes on a calendar year. So your 26 IP PIN relates to anything that has been filed or is filing for in the calendar year of 26. So you're going to be getting something mailed to you here in December that you need to use whenever you file anything with the IRS during the calendar year of 26, which means your 25 tax return. So it's a little bit confusing and why I'm highlighting it here. You're going to get your 26 IP PIN here in the next couple weeks. Watch for it. They are mailed to you. They cannot forward those because of IP protection. That's an identity protection is what it's for. So you cannot have, if you have forwarding, if you're in Florida right now or somewhere south and warm, and you have forwarding on, they're not going to come to you. You're going to have to go online to get them. You can request a new one to be mailed to you, but it takes several weeks and maybe even longer. So make sure you give yourself lead time. If you don't have that by the end of December, let us know or watch the video on how to get one. We are going to be asking for these up front this year because it has become such a big deal to make sure you get those in place. A couple other notes about the IP PIN. Just because you didn't have one last year doesn't mean you're going to not have one this year, so watch for it. If you had one last year, they usually apply for 5 or 10 years. So if you had one, assume you're going to have one again this year. But you might find that you have one this year for the first time. Also, if you personally went in and asked for these, there's a chance that you have to only go online to get it and they might not be mailed to you. Most of the time they're mailed to you, so just watch for them in the mail. If you have an HSA account and you've made disbursements, we need those forms. We need the 1099 SSA and we need the 5498 related to HSA account. HSAs are notorious for not mailing them to you. They are very likely it's going to be electronic and you're going to have to go online to get them. If you don't go online and you want to go to your bank, that also works, but you have to maybe go in and get it. But those are things that we must have in order to file your tax return. So if you have a health savings account and you don't have a 1099 SSA or a 5498 related to that, you will need to get that. So I'm trying to give you an early prep of things to look for. And then lastly, if you have a marketplace insurance plan, there's a form, a 1095A, that you have to go online and get from the marketplace. Sometimes they mail them to you. More often than not, you have to go online and get them. You are noticing a trend here. More and more and more things you have to go online to get. So be aware that if you have a IP PIN, an HSA or health savings account, a marketplace health insurance plan, those are all three things that you are likely going to have to go online to get if you don't have specific things set up or ready for it. So be aware of that. Lastly, the same for a 1098T. So if you have a student in college that you paid tuition for, you likely have to go online to get them. Colleges are also notorious for not mailing them out. And you usually have to go through your student's portal to get them. So again, they do pretty well on making sure and making it easy where to get it, but these are all things that you're going to have to go find and get that we can't finish your tax return without having those in hand. So I know that was a lot. I said it was a summary, but I'm trying to give you a few items here to be watching out for in the coming weeks as the year end wraps up here. Call us if you haven't done your tax planning yet. Please let us know. We want to make sure we give you a chance to make sure that we talk through, have those opportunities to do some last minute year-end planning, bonuses, otherwise. We're here. Give us a call. Look forward to the organizers coming out in the mail early January. And again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for putting your trust in us and for being continued clients. Thank you and have a great day.